I grew up in Schenectady, New York, in an Italian-American family. My father was a physician. My mother was an operating room nurse. And I was always going to be a doctor. That was the expectation. Problem was, I hated hospitals and I hated freshman biology in college. And so I quickly took up math. I was advanced placed, I was good at it, I excelled in it, I loved it. And my first summer job was programming for Apollo 11. And it was at MIT. They were doing backup to the backup to the backup. But what was actually more interesting in that job was the journal that they asked me to keep about being a summer intern. And I found myself focusing on what was working, what wasn't working, who was helpful, how were they helpful, who wasn't helpful, why weren't they helpful. And as a result of that, I decided that I was good in math, but it wasn't a passion. That what was a passion for me was about people. And then it was a question of how do I give that expression. And it took quite a number of years of, was it counseling psychology, was it clinical psychology, was it social work, how was I going to manifest this interest? And then I discovered this field called organizational behavior. Didn't know anything about it, but it was incredibly intriguing because it was about making a difference where people spent most of their time at work. So with 2 children in tow as a single parent, I started a series of degrees, got 2 masters and 1 doctorate that set me on a path that ultimately led me to Darden. So as I will say to my brother, I became the doctor that everyone expected me to be, but just not a medical doctor.